All right, guys, what's up? Coach Chris with the Silverback podcast, and today we're at the field with Adam Torres. Hey,
And Coach,
thank you for being on the podcast.
thanks for having me,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. This was random too. I hit him up today, like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? He was like, yeah. So I figured he's a good parent to have on, and we'll just talk baseball and go from there. So you also notice that we're at the field. The kids are actively practicing behind us. So it's I guess it was a cool background just to make a cool video with you. So yeah.
I like it, man.
But-
Yeah, again, thanks for having me. My name's Adam, Adam Torres. Some know me as AJ. I got a 10-year-old that runs with Chris out here, and we've trained with Silverback for quite some time now, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Time's starting to fly. They're starting to get big and stuff like that. So
yeah.
it's always interesting to see their growth. But
Yeah.
let's start with I guess telling the world a little bit about yourself, kind of what you do.
I'm a speech pathologist by trade. I work locally at a hospital here, kind of hang out rehab staff, and we cover NICU through end of life there, and I've been doing it for about 14 years.
Yeah.
I at one point dabbled in the military, so I'm a veteran as well. But basically these days, man, are just speech path and a baseball dad, man.
Yeah. That's the good life. The good life.
Yeah, I like it. I can't complain, man.
Yeah, it's good because we get to in your field of work, you get to help kids that really need it, and people that really need it, and especially something like right now what we're doing, just communicating. So that's something cool. You're leaving your mark on this world like that. So
I mean, that's a lot. That's a quick rundown, man. I feel like you're asked who I am or what I do. That's basically it in a nutshell, man.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So obviously you're here because we met through baseball. I know we did a camp. You joined one of the camps, stuff like that. And I don't like to talk too much about what we do in training wise, but like what is your feeling in the environment of baseball now in the days, stuff like that, and just what you think about baseball in general. I mean, you have a 10-year-old, obviously, and you're, I would say, in somewhat of the early stages of his development as an athlete. So just as a parent, what's your take on baseball and the culture and things like that?
Man, I guess I got a unique perspective in the sense that I did some coaching, obviously with Andy coming through. I know we joked out here, the coaches take their kids to be trained here at Silverback, which is, funny, but it's true, man. I love baseball, man. It's one of the things that I kind of, I would say is a passion. I don't know why. I mean, I just love the game. Golf as well. I grew up playing sports. My vision in junior high kind of went, and I needed contacts, and I didn't realize that. And so I stopped playing around that time. So it's been good to fall in love with the game again, with Andy getting into it.
You definitely see a different perspective, especially from the coaching side versus playing.
For sure. But yeah, man, it's good for the soul to hang out with the boys, hang out with, play ball like that, learn the game. And there's some things here, I think, growing up that I wish that we'd had from a coaching perspective, right? Because, I mean, these boys are training on things that
I never trained on half.
Right, you just got up and play ball, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what that looks like or translates to down the road.
Yeah.
So
likewise.
So
I can't say that I have all the pieces of the puzzles figured out, but we're just trying our best to put them in the right spots at least.
Right.
And figure what that might look like for them. But yeah.
I mean, I'll say that our journey here was. Our intention was to train with you while like doing some league ball and select team, and just kind of hub out of Silverback. And it's kind of obviously we're playing with you now, and we're training multiple times a week. So I think what's cool about your operations overall is that there's a fit for everybody, right? In terms of what their schedule is, what team they're on, what they're doing, and so I think there's a unique thing about these operations is that you essentially accommodate everybody. You're training all the time. So cool.
I think I've figured it out in terms of how to make this happen where I can do it every day. And me and my wife joke around. When I met her, I always told her, if you didn't like baseball, in the very beginning, we were 16, I was like, hey, if you don't like baseball, go somewhere else. And to this day, that still stands true. So I've dedicated my life to being out here with them, and we're going to continue to do that. But
always joking with the guys, right? it's really nice to be able to watch a game and like not worry about the coaching side of it.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
can actually watch the
Yeah.
game.
Well, yeah,
it's different, man.
especially as a dad, you know, you go
Yeah.
to these games and if you're coaching, people don't realize how much energy that takes
Right.
and how you kind of almost you don't forget about your kid because they're always present and you know they're playing.
Right.
But when you're in that coach's seat, it's all about like the team at that moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's real easy to forget the little details that you might catch if you're sitting back and really just watching your kid.
Right.
So and from a coach's perspective, this is where I hold the parents accountable to like let me know what they see on that
Right,
side of the
right.
fence.
I
Because
gotcha.
sometimes I can't see everything.
Yeah.
So I think that relationship between parent and coaches is very important. And if the greater that relationship is, the better the organization, the better the team. And I think with this 10U team especially, we have a sweet mix of that right now.
Yeah,
as well.
it's good stuff.
Like, it's good energy. It's good energy.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, man, I don't know if I've told you this before, actually, but you know, my player, at least, baseball for him. I mean, you see these guys every day, so they're not passionate every day about baseball,
Yeah.
right? But he loves being out here. Some days he don't want to come, some days
Yeah.
he really wants to come, but when he's out here, he always loves it. And so I think for my philosophy is that baseball provides a template or a structure of hard work on how to accomplish something.
Yeah.
And whether he is, you know, playing college ball or whatever, or he doesn't, he knows how to work hard towards something
Yeah.
to be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I
Well,
think
the season is really long.
that's long.
And
yeah,
life
yeah.
is long.
Yeah.
Life is long and short at the
Yeah,
same time, but
yeah.
the journey of trying to do something is long, and I think that there's no sport that relates that more than baseball.
It doesn't instill discipline like
Yeah,
that.
because
for
this
sure.
is hard. And I guess
Yeah.
a lot of parents forget how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Especially if they haven't grabbed the ball before
Right.
or if they haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
It's real easy to be like, hey, just catch the ball.
Right,
But
right.
is it really that simple?
Yeah.
To that 10-year-old, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
So
Well, if he decides he doesn't want to play, you know, after high school or college, it's not going to be because he didn't have the opportunity to do better,
Yeah,
do more,
yeah.
you know. So
yeah. Well,
That's
we want it that if that's what they really decide,
Right.
that the lessons they learn in their journey to that point
They're ready to go.
was that it's already instilled in them. So
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
that'll be a great thing, and that's why kids should be in youth sports, whether it's baseball or any other sport. I think that's what's you're really instilling values in them.
Yeah.
And I personally think again that baseball is it.
Yeah.
So because the little guy could be better than the big guy. The best guy out there could go 0 for 4.
Right.
And we just don't know. You're gonna struggle, and are you gonna quit?
Yeah.
Are you gonna quit? So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What like, I guess, obviously you got a passion for this, for coaching. Like, how did you know that coaching was what you wanted to do?
You know, I remember the first time that I did it was I was volunteering at a strike zone
Yeah.
in Belton. And for me it was one, seeing how the kids enjoyed it and seeing their face when they learned something new. I guess that lit the fire for
Okay.
me to do it. On the other hand, like my parents can never afford to send me to do lessons or any of that stuff. So for me it was like it was cool that I got to do something that the kids wanted to do, and I wanted to do it right for them, or try my best to do it right. So for me, the passion, it really came with just seeing them enjoying the game. For me, baseball was a way out of the streets, and for the kids to just enjoy that process of learning it,
Right.
and being able to give them a different perspective than what I saw they were getting,
Right.
was what really like fueled that passion. So. Yeah.
Interesting, man. Where do you see Silverback, man? Like, I don't know, down the road. Like,
You know, eventually it'd be cool to franchise it, but I'm not even so worried about franchising it. My biggest thing is for it to grow, and for it to be a place where maybe the kids later in the future can play football and all the other sports.
Right.
Even though I am a baseball guy and specialize in that, I want the kids to be able to play other sports. I want them to have basically somewhere that they could go if they're not home. Keep them off the streets, and they could go study, do their homework. They could have fun,
Yeah.
and just another home where, as a community, they're growing outside of their house.
Right.
And that's what I want. You know, I don't know what God has in plan for me, but I just keep my head down and keep grinding.
Right, right.
And that's all we could do, I guess.
If I'm a parent let's say I got a 10, 11, 12-year-old who's kind of like dabbled in league and done maybe a select team way back when, but you're just kind of not so sure. But they want to come out and train. What do you tell them? What do you tell those guys?
So I usually tell them to just try it out.
Try it out.
Try it out. One of the reasons why the first step with us is to do an eval is to feel that out. So I've had parents that tell them, hey, your son is not quite ready yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's a sense of urgency in the community that your kid has to go do it early.
Right.
And I think that I started playing baseball at 11. And look at what I do every day. 11 years old, I started doing it. If they're serious about it, they'll invest the time and they'll learn. And that's what it's about. So I think just try different places and try to find the one that has the right energy for your family, the right energy for your kid, and if you find that, stick to it. Give it a certain amount of time before you call it quits right away, because this is long again. It's hard. So
cool, man.
That's
good.
Any other questions you got?
Oh man, I mean, we could do this all day, man.
It's cool. I mean, like you said, look, we got the kids playing.
Got the kids back there. I mean, I'm fortunate that I got a kid that loves ball, and Ian, he's a special needs little brother, Andy, and he loves like watching the game, and like intently watches the game. And if we try to leave early, he gets upset. You know? So I mean, we're always out here.
See, I mean, and look, he's not involved physically in it, but he's
here.
He's emotionally here, and that's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. So, but we'll check him out in a second. He got him, but and that's what it is. We want the kids to be emotionally here. We want them to be we want them to play baseball with their soul. And if they do that with each other, there's no limit to the competition they can have. There's no limit to where they can make it. So, but you
got any short-term goals for our 10U team this spring?
Every season, I want them to level up. So in terms of like if we start AA, I want them to go AAA majors. Usually how that works with the teams is like when I first get them, we'll focus a lot on their fielding, making sure they look good. After that, maybe they're hitting and then they're pitching and then it all comes together. But some parents want it right away. And it just doesn't work like that. So I just want them to play good baseball, and I don't want them to be lost. So if they understand what they do, but they failed as a team in winning, that's fine, and the wins will come. But again, they're 10 years old. So
well, man, I apologize in advance for being a dad out there. I'm probably gonna be crazy sometimes, but thanks for having us.
It's all right. Thank you for trusting me with your son, and your family.
Appreciate it,
and I appreciate you coming on the podcast. So,
anytime, brother.
So, all right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for this episode. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead, leave them on the comments below. And thank you guys for watching.